Coronation Street, rating the Kate Oates era. Has she really made the soap too dark? A week is a long time in soap land, 2 years a virtual lifetime, but can you recall the mess that Coronation Street was in before Kate Oates took over? Carla slut-shamed out of Weatherfield, heroines scythed down in their prime. Think Hailey, Tina, Kylie, a scene told before body under the floorboard saga, and a dreary minibus crash that left Sinead paralyzed for a fortnight. In short, Corrie was hardly covering itself in glory. Fast forward to 2018 and Coronation Street is a show transformed. From David S. rape to Felon S. reign of terror by way of Bethany S. sexual exploitation, it has once again become talked about, compelling TV. And yet there is still dissatisfaction. Too dark, say viewers. Bring back the old Corrie, blast fans. And the focal point of this outrage. Boss Kate Oates, who, if some reports are to be believed, has been offering up something close to a hellish upside-down Stranger Things-style vision of Weatherfield. Well, with Oates now set to move on, it seems opposite to ask, just what kind of Coronation Street will she be leaving behind? One too macabre for 7:30 p.m.? Or a show more relevant to its viewers than the one she inherited? Well, first up, let us take Corrie's current key plotline, the rape of David Platt. Now, rape has been explored on the soap before, most notably when Toya Battersby was sexually assaulted in 2001. But back then, Toya's rape was queasily plotted as a whodunit in a misjudged response to EastEnders' Who Shot Phil? Mystery. Now, call me a killjoy, but I do much rather see David wrestle with his emotions than play Spot the Rapist. Seems to me that what we have now is a far more mature take on highly sensitive subject matter. Then there is the supposed lack of humor Felon's killing spree accused of having robbed Corrie of the wry comedy that once set it apart from its rivals. Here, the critics may have a point. Oates herself has admitted that she favors a darker storyline and that she isn't a fan of what she calls comedy strands. But the laughs are still there should you choose to look for them. Mary's flights of fancy, Gemma's zingers and Sally's malapropisms all sprinkled through an average episode, even though they were not always in focus. And a one-liner is never going to hit the headlines in the same way as Felon shooting Luke dead is bound to do. All of which brings us on to the big baddie at the center of Oates' tenure on Corrie, the man who made Parky recoil and who had 541 viewers registering concern to Ofcom. But did Patrick James Felon push things too far? Well, in a sense yes, in that he murdered quite a few people. But Alan Bradley once tried to suffocate Rita with a pillow, Jez Quigley savaged Steve McDonald in a multi-story car park, and Richard Hillman drove the Platt family into a canal. And I don't remember fans threatening to storm the gates of Granada back then. The reason, I think, for the outcry over Felon is due to the amount of time we've spent in his company. A killer on the street isn't a new concept, but 6 episodes a week of Corrie is. Back when Alan Bradley was subjecting a certain flame-haired former chanteuse to a campaign of vicious intimidation, Coronation Street was broadcasting just twice a week. We're now living in a different world, one where ITV has become increasingly reliant on Corrie, Emmerdale and Simon Cowell for both ratings and advertising revenue. For Coronation Street, there is a demand for cliffhangers and lots of them. How else to lure fans back in for the second episode of the evening and then again for the double bill airing later in the week? In this kind of TV landscape, pithy observational comedy will only get you so far. For better or worse, it seems that ITV would much rather have you on the edge of your seat than sitting back smiling at a home joke. But amid such pressures, Oates has still been able to effect so much positive change. Tracy is no longer solely defined by her hatred for Carla. Kate and Rana have become a fan-favorite couple. Bethany's drama brought in a new generation of viewers who were rooting for her to extricate herself from the clutches of evil pimp Nathan. Narcissistic, psychopathic, and dare I say it, hypnotic, Pat Felon has truly become a villain for our times. Oh, and strong women are no longer being slaughtered just for the sake of it. Which is always a bonus. True, Coronation Street is no longer the nostalgic land of lost content that it was. And yes, the dramatic peaks jangle nerves with more frequency than they once did. But in an age where viewers can easily opt to spend their evenings with Breaking Bad on Netflix, Corey faces a tough task of keeping pace or being regarded as an irrelevance. A producer's job is to keep Corey both up-to-date and affectionate, a big ask in our hardened, unsentimental society, especially in a pre-Watershed time slot. But what Kate Oates did is make us care about Coronation Street again. Why else would fans be rallying around #Kenna on Twitter or getting agitated about Felon? Whether you agreed with her storylines or not, Oates putting her characters through the emotional ringer has proven just how much the residents of the grimy northern backstreet still mean to millions of people.